Well, welcome back to the Ropes Family Podcast. We're on episode 78. And every time I say the number of episode we're on, it blows my mind. But it shouldn't really. And I'm sorry. I know that's getting old. But we are on episode 78. That's 78 episodes of me and Courtney talking. Courtney has come up with like I said last week, Courtney's come up with the last couple, or the next basically 10 episode ideas. So this one,
it's kind of scary.
I like this one. It was also one of those that kind of stepped on my toes a little bit.
Mine too.
But so it is being present in a digital world. So Courtney, what made you want to talk about this, and where'd you come up with this at?
Well, first off is I'm really bad about using my Bible on my phone.
Okay.
But if I do that, I also see all my notifications and text messages and just the thought of doing things on my phone. And so then I can't focus on my Bible because I have all those things feeding in.
Yep.
But then I also was asked one time, when did y'all start using videos to teach the kids Bible? Why don't y'all use the Bible anymore? And I was like, well, that's a good question. Yes, it is. And so both of those put together, I was like, you know, how do we have a nice balance?
Balance between
in church, like using digital, keeping technology apart.
Yeah.
But also, you know, staying true to the paper Bible. Like
the real Bible.
The real Bible.
Yeah. So what does being present mean? So in being present in a digital world, what does being present mean?
Not staring at a device all the time.
And being engaged, right?
Yeah.
So we can be engaged but yeah, not being engaged in it. I totally struggle with screen time. My screen time is really high, usually. Mainly, and I'll say this, because my kids are watching the TV, so I'm going to be looking at my phone on YouTube. I try to keep track, speaking of like family stuff, I try to stay present with my kids. Mm-hmm. Because I realize if I'm scrolling too much, or if I'm watching too much, or if I'm too engaged in my phone, educational, edifying as it may be, I'm taking my presence away from my kids and giving it to the wrong place. Watching these pastors on Facebook talk about some really complicated topic or whatever, or that's what my algorithm is full of.
Right.
It's just.
Mine's just dumb videos, so it's really not.
Mine has been full of like seal videos. Have you seen those?
Yes.
And now that you guys have listened to me say seal videos, your algorithm will now be full of those because your phone is listening.
It is.
So when you see a seal video, there's actually a little link in the podcast notes now where you can send us a text. So send us a text and tell us you got a seal video.
Yeah, tell us you got to watch one.
Actually, and in that thing, you can send us a text, ask us questions, give us topics. That's what that's for. That's
cool.
And nobody's done it yet, and I don't know what we would get if we got it, but it'd be fun to figure it out.
Be the first one.
Be the first one to send me a text. Send us a text, and I'll probably think it's spam.
And then we'll go, who would ask that? And then it'll be real, and we'll be embarrassed. It's fine.
Yeah. But anyway, so what I was thinking about with being present or with screen time is kind of what goes in comes out.
Yeah.
And next week next week on the docket, the youth is going to be looking at Matthew 12, 33 through 37. It's basically Jesus talking to the Pharisees, and it says a tree is known by his fruit. So I'll read this verse real quick, and then I can talk some more. Either make the tree good and its fruit good, or make the tree bad and its fruit bad. For the tree is known by its fruit. And Jesus is talking to you. He says, "You brood of vipers, you can speak good how can you speak good when you are evil? For out of the abundance of your heart, the mouth speaks." So that's kind of the point I want to make. Out of the abundance of your heart, the mouth speaks. The good person out of his good treasure brings forth good. The evil person out of his evil treasure brings forth evil. I tell you, on the day of judgment, you will give account for every careless word they speak. For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned. So the series in youth, we're talking about bad words. And not necessarily like bad words, but like we're talking about using how powerful our speech is and what we are called as Christians to how we're supposed to use our words to edify, to bring people up, to be good trees. And basically what Jesus is calling the Pharisees here are bad trees. You can, what do you say? How can you speak good when you're evil? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So that was kind of where I got the idea. What comes in goes out. And I had a couple funny examples of this. So I'll quote or I'll reference social media things like not 6'7", but like 6'7" or whatever, like things like that you see on social media, and the kids will get it. People will get it. But I have some adult volunteers that they have no idea what I'm talking about. They're like, what is that? I did like a little dance move or something after I told a dad joke, and it was because I saw it on a video, and the kids got it, but the adults didn't. And they're like, don't ever do. The adults were like, that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen you do. And I'm like, it's a video. I know you didn't get it, but they got it. But what goes in comes out. And like SpongeBob, I'll quote SpongeBob all the time because as a kid I watched SpongeBob. And sometimes you can tell the kids that were allowed to watch SpongeBob and the ones that weren't, or the adults now that were allowed.
It's me. Wasn't allowed.
Yeah, because I quote SpongeBob all the time, and you'll give me like the blankest look ever.
Wasn't allowed.
And that's just an example. And so we have to be careful of what goes in. Sometimes, and it isn't just social media, but it's even like the news, like the brand of news we watch, right? We have to be careful what goes in because that shapes our cultural paradigm. And so if we are not being present in the world that we have in front of us, being present in right now, we're present in reading our Bible and present in with our families, that we can get caught up in being present in some other.
Yeah. And I'm bad about that.
I mean, we all are.
Well.
We all are. Like, we all are, we can be so present in what's going on in Venezuela. We can be so present in what's going on in Israel. We can be present everywhere else than what's right in front of us or under our roof with what our kids are going through or what, the faith questions that we have in ourselves. Because it's almost easier to worry about things far away.
It is.
Than the things right under our nose, right?
It really is.
And so even our friends are part of that too. Our friends are part of what goes in.
That's true.
And the things with those two things is we can kind of choose that. With our social media and our algorithms, we can't really choose it per se. Like we can, I guess how you control an algorithm is if you like what you see, you stay on it. If you don't, you scroll fast. And that's how I got on airplanes, because airplanes look really cool. And these videos of airplanes look really cool. And I like to watch them. But so my algorithm just started feeding me a bit. I could probably get 100, no, maybe not 100's the wrong way. 30% airplanes on my algorithm right now.
That's a lot of airplanes.
But that's kind of we can't control what we see necessarily on social media because it's other people and it's a machine literally driven to take our attention. But what we can control is the amount of time we spend on it.
And I told my friends the first of the year, I set major time limits on my social media this year.
Yeah.
And I have 30 minutes on Facebook and I have 20 minutes on Instagram and TikTok because it's where I get lost. And they were sending me stuff one night and they're like, why are you not answering anything we send? I said, I already used my time. And they're like, it's 9 p.m. I said, yeah, but I don't have a full-time job. And so sometimes I just sit and scroll.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was kind of like sad to admit.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I would ever said it out loud.
Yeah, I mean, and people with jobs like us or like part-time jobs or things like that where our free time kind of comes and goes, ebb and flows, right? And so sometimes we can really get caught up in things. And a lot of times my algorithm knows that I'm a pastor, or one algorithm knows. Like my YouTube one knows that I'm a pastor and I like airplanes. And so that's like all the videos that I get, and it can keep me engaged. My Instagram thinks I'm a 30-year-old mom that's only raising boys. And it's the funniest thing ever because every time I scroll on Instagram, it's like, do you have, it's like some random relatable thing about raising kids or raising boys, and it for sure thinks I'm a woman, which is hilarious.
That's awesome.
Which is hilarious. And it's mainly because I send those videos to Allison because I think she doesn't even watch them. She doesn't care. But
She didn't care.
she does not care what I send her. But actually, my Instagram algorithm is probably wild because it'll get like things like that, and then it'll be like heavy metal music, and then it'll be like an airplane here or there, and then it'll be like
They're like, this is the strangest woman we've ever met.
yeah,
She's odd.
and she's not a woman. It's the problem.
That's the first problem.
Yeah, it's not. It we can't control necessarily what we see, but we can control how much time we spend.
Well, and I feel like our
these things.
kids are just overloaded with technology.
Yeah,
It is, I mean, it's constant in their lives. They have those things at school. I always
Chromebooks?
call them iPads, but they're not. Chromebooks.
my grandma used to call my GameCube a Game Boy or an Xbox. She never called it the right thing. Go get on that GameCube. Go X Boy. Go get on the X Boy. Get off of X Boy. You playing too long. And if you knew my grandma, that's exactly what she sounded like.
funny,
which is
though.
funny, but sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. That's just what, there you have that all day long. And then, I mean, then they come to church and I do use videos, but I don't use, I mean, it's to like further my lesson. It's not the full lesson.
Yeah.
And so I did have to sit down and like think, am I letting technology, the digital world, teach the Bible, or am I actually studying and preparing? And I think for a while I was not. I was just
Relying on this.
whatever my curriculum said do. I was like, oh, here's the video, here's this, and I was done. But then I realized what I was doing, and I was like, I'm not really like furthering my relationship with Jesus because I am not taking the time to dive in and add to the technology.
Yeah.
And
ahead.
and so I just think that's where technology is helpful. The digital world is helpful.
Yeah.
I'm not saying social media is bad. I'm not saying any of that, but where we put our time, and that's why I used a verse from Philippians, because that's what we fill our head with is what comes out, just like you're saying.
Yeah, and I think that's opening another point about like AI and stuff. There is a big debate in the pastoral world about using AI in like sermon prep and using AI and things like that. And some pastors are on one side, some pastors, it's a tool.
I never even thought about
If,
that.
if you can use it as a tool, then it's fine, but you've still got to put in the work.
Right.
And so you've got to figure out the balance. Like if AI is writing your sermons, it's too much. But if AI is helping you find resources to study, then that's okay. There's a program that Donovan and I use. I use it more than Donovan. It's called Logos, but it has an AI in it that will, when you put in like, I can select, I'm going to write a sermon. And so I write a sermon and it'll ask me what verses I'm teaching on. And the AI generator or the AI will search through all of the resources that I have on Logos and put it here. And it like organizes
cool.
it all for me quickly. So I'm not scrolling through, okay, this commentary, let me scroll through, find.
Yeah.
It puts it all there in 2 seconds and I'm ready to start studying and writing. It also, but on the same AI bot, it can write a outline for you. And so you've got to figure out I've only done that once. And I didn't end up using the outline because I didn't like exactly how it flowed. But you can do that, and especially if you're writing 52 sermons a year, a lot of this, it saves time. But, technology, you need to know it's your limitations and its limitations and limit it, because with AI or with different technology, it can be limitless. It can do all the work for you, like you said on the videos for the kids. It can do all the work for you, and a lot of times those resources are designed for. It's for people that aren't ministers or pastors to be able to come in and teach effectively, and they use the videos as that. I mean,
Right.
that's okay. But you just got to figure out the right kind of balance
Right.
in those things.
Well, and I kind of talked about, I kind of went a different, I mean, not a fully different direction, but then I talked about having your Bible on your phone. And that's something that I've really been struggling with because we have our outline, like on Sunday mornings. Of course, I'm never in there because I'm always with the kids. But when I'm in there, he'll say that. But if I ever pick up my phone and I start getting notifications, sorry, Donovan, I quit listening because then I'm like, oh, who's talking? Oh, what are we talking about? Oh, there's this sale today. Oh, we're going to have, hey, we're going to have free pizza tonight. I have a free pizza coupon. I'm gone.
Yeah. And that's
And
hard.
That's hard for me. And maybe it's just ADHD. Maybe everybody else
Yeah.
is great.
No, I think it's
But I
a
can't.
little bit of ADHD, and then it's a little bit of like, yeah, our phones are designed to keep our attention. That's they are good at that.
They are.
The things that we have on our phones are really good at that, or they wouldn't be on our phones.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're designed, and so I do understand. I don't open the Bible app in there to follow Donovan's outline usually because of that reason. Because I know I'm gonna just sit there and scroll.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look over at Allison, and she's got her Bible app out, and then I'll look over, and then she's like scrolling on whatever. Sorry, Allison.
My sister was scrolling on Target one day, and I was like, "Why are you shopping in churches?" Sorry. And she went back to her Bible app. I was like, "Yeah, you got lost."
I'll give her Allison a little nudge, and she'll look at me. She's like, "Don't ever do that ever again." I'm listening. I'm like, whatever, okay.
Whatever.
But anyway, yeah, I think that
Hard.
it is hard, and I think that we're not alone in thinking that. I think that's normal, but we've got to figure out the balance of it. Being present in the moment is more about being present in the moment. On our phones, it's always about what's next or what's happening or what happened. Being present is about what's happening right now in the room, especially in church. What's happening in the room. What are we doing here? And that's kind of the podcast for the next episode. What are we doing in here? What is important about it? And what are our phones taking away from that? Our attention should be on the Lord.
Yeah.
And we can use our phones as tools to kind of guide us there, but it also can be a tool or something else to take us somewhere else. So we've got to be careful.
Philippians 4:8 says, "Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." That's not what my algorithm usually feeds in.
Yeah.
It's usually trash, but
yeah.
And so that verse hit me pretty hard when I started preparing for this podcast.
Yeah, whatever is godly, let's look at it. Let's use our time to do that instead of using our time wasting it.
Yeah.
I will never buy an airplane. As much as my Instagram and I really want to buy an airplane, I will never buy one. But my Instagram sure thinks I'm going to, or my algorithm, whatever, YouTube or whatever, Facebook, it thinks I'm going to. But all those things can take so much time away from me being present with just my kids. Like Easton will be, Daddy, 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 Daddy. And by the fourth time, I'm like, he's trying to talk to his dad.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this stupid airplane. And I really need to be better about it. And I've caught myself, and I've figured out different ways where I can stay more present. By keeping my phone away from me. If I have an Apple Watch now, if I need to be around my phone, I can access it right here. So I've been able to figure that out. And everybody's different. Some people can be away from their phone and not worry about it,
I have a friend that her husband stays home with her kids and she works, but when they walk in the door, they have a drawer by their garage and both their phones go in there. And if they're at home, they do not have their phones at all. They do not have TVs in their home. They do not have iPads. They do not have anything.
Wow.
They're the only people I know that are like that. I didn't even know it was a thing anymore. But
yeah, and I think I think culture will get back that way.
Yeah.
I really think with millennials and the way millennials are going to either destroy the world or rule the world, one of the two.
Something.
Probably both at the same time.
It's true.
So I think that these generations, millennials and under, are realizing the toll that this stuff takes and are taking active steps to kind of get rid of it or put it in its place. Because everything has a place, right? But I think that we can do better. But it just takes work. It takes discipline. And not everybody's ready to put in the discipline. And speaking of discipline, that's what we'll talk about on the next episode of church attendance. You got anything else?
No.
All right. So the family challenge is to put the phone down. Be present.
Set a timer. It really helps.
Yeah, I tried that last year.
And you can add time to it?
I can. I know the password. So I can just whatever. It's only been this long. What you need to do, and I've actually heard somebody doing this, is their husband or their spouse put the code in where they only they knew the code, but this lady's husband died. So for the rest of time, she's only allowed 20 minutes on Instagram because her husband's the only one that knew the code, and he died.
Well, that's probably all she needs to be on there then.
So just put the phone down, learn how to do that, and that's the family challenge. Just put the phone down. All right, and that's all we got this week. Sort of. We're about to record the next episode right afterward. Due to some, I have a pregnant wife that could have a baby at any point. So we're double recording today. So I'm gonna push stop, and then I'm gonna push start right back again. We're gonna pick up another episode. We'll talk at y'all later. Peace. Literally, talk at y'all later. Peace.